Just gonna make one thing clear. You know that Adidas video? And this was sent to me today by Adidas, so they're my new sponsors. It was a joke. I'm not actually sponsored by them. Do I come across as that? I thought I came across as really sarcastic. Obviously not. I've had 2 people ask me, or tell me, congratulations on the Adidas sponsorship. It was a joke! As if Adidas would have sponsored me! Back to Under Armour today anyway, so yeah, back with Under Armour now, sack them off again. So I've kind of realised that over the last few vlogs I haven't really been helping. It's just been a case of just following me around and not much quality information has been put out by myself, and that was the whole goal as to when I started these vlogs. So going back to basics today, and what we're going to be covering is cheat meals and refeeds. Whether one or the other is more or going to help you a lot more when it comes to fat loss, when they're needed or if they're needed at all, and whether one is worse than the other. I think I may have said that at the start, but anyway, that's what today's vlog is going to be all about. Amazing day here in Cardiff. Let's get to it. So obviously the big difference with cheat meals and refeeds is that one is controlled, whereas the other isn't. Fuck me. Amazon have outdone themselves this time, haven't they? Look at the packaging on this from Amazon. Black bin bag. A black bin bag. Jesus. They've obviously run out of boxes and thought, fuck, how are we going to do this? I know. Put it in a black bin bag and stick the stamp on it. What I've got here is a new drone bag, which means I don't have to carry it in this bag anymore. So, like I said, one's controlled and one isn't. So, the cheat meals is something that I don't really like, and it's usually used by people who are quite uneducated with regards to nutrition, because a lot of it stems from eating really well throughout the week, and then these people tend to reward themselves with this whole cheat. Now, it's not a great place to start, because if you're looking at food as good or bad, then you're already losing the battle, because no food makes us put on weight. And the same thing goes with the opposite side of the spectrum. No food makes us lose body fat. So looking at food as good or bad gives you a bad relationship with food, or it can give you a bad relationship with food. Something that I've suffered with in the past, but that's something that we're not going to talk about right now. So like I was saying, cheat meals are usually not controlled. So what people tend to do is that they'll eat well throughout the week, then come Sunday, the cheat day arrives, the cheat meal, whatever. And of course the cheat meal will usually start small, but then it escalates as the weeks go by, and people tend to build a bad, unhealthy relationship with food. This is something that I've come across over my few years so far as being a coach. So what people tend to do is that they give themselves more calories, whether or they're usually tracking their foods. And what they do is that they will bump calories up from carbs and fats, which means that they're still probably only giving themselves between 400 to 1,000 extra calories from these carbs and fats. And it's just a psychological kind of thing, and it can help with performance when one is in a calorie deficit. And they can be of a big help when one is in a calorie deficit for a prolonged period of time. So like I said, it can improve performance and up there as well, which is really, really important when you are dieting. The big difference is that obviously cheat meals are not controlled. People will sort of splurge on anywhere between 1,000, 2,000 plus calories on this cheat day or cheat meal, and it can really outdo a week's worth of dieting. That's the shit bit about them, and this is what I really don't like about them, is that it can undo a week's worth of dieting. No one wants that. You're dieting hard for 5, 6 days a week or whatever, and then you're blowing it all out of the water by expending way too many calories, which is taking you out of a deficit, which is getting rid of all of the hard work that you're doing, or undoing all of the hard work that you're doing throughout the week. So when does one need a refeed? Well, this differs from person to person, and it totally depends as to how long an individual has been dieting for. If it's sort of 4 weeks, I don't think anybody really needs a refeed day. It totally depends on how lean they are as well. If a person's very, very lean and they've been dieting for a prolonged period of time, then a refeed could do their mental sort of, you know, it can, like I said earlier, it can really improve focus for a few days. Because when you are dieting and when you are being restrictive on your calories and when you are sort of dieting down for a show or whatever, or just to look good on the beach, then it does take its toll, and sometimes an extra bump in calories can do you a world of good. So, and again, if they are monitored like a refeed, then it is going to be far more beneficial for you than if it's just a big blowout or a cheap meal, because like I said, it can take you back. Especially with some cheat meals I've seen on Instagram and social media where they're clearly exceeding 4,000, 5,000 calories, so just be careful with it. And that is the end of today's vlog. So it is very, very dark. I'm not sure if you can see over there. Very, very dark. It's 8:10. Got in late tonight, so it's time for some food, and then that's it. Bed, because I'm not feeling great. Dosed up. Been dosed up on this all day. Taking a deload week this week because if I try and push it while I'm feeling like shit, I'm just going to piss myself off, demotivate myself. So literally just been training today, taken about 30% off the weight, 2 or 3 sets off everything. That's what the plan is for this week. Just get in, get it done, do the bare minimum. May train 3 times rather than 4 as well. So there's a little tip for you as to what you should do when you're ill. So you know, don't try and go in there and smash PBs because it ain't happening. Good night.